I go by Dee Ross. I'm the founder and CEO of the Ross Foundation. Our mission is to take the community out of survival mode and put them in position to thrive. I don't go by being an activist. I call myself an actionist. I'm all about producing real results. So a little backstory about myself and my life and how I came to who I am today. I was born and raised on the far east side of Indianapolis, 42nd and Post Road. Used to be a leader of the gang, changed my whole life around, lost 52 friends to gun violence. And I had an awakening one night after seeing two of my friends kill each other over $50. And I was like, man, I gotta break this cycle. I gotta break this cycle of generational trauma, generational poverty, and generational hopelessness. And I wanted to do something that the community could say that they was a part of. So I created my own nonprofit organization to give back in our own way and really work around the exact needs of our community and not put Band-Aids on things and actually heal the wounds. But in that journey, I realized that, there's only so much you can do as a leader in your community when you keep running into brick walls and red tape, when you're dealing with elected officials and different stakeholders who's really controlling the moving parts. I was playing checkers. I wasn't playing chess at the time. And so I had to learn how to play chess. And once I realized the power of community, of mobilizing and organizing our people into action, I was on to something. And so with that, once you get aware of that knowledge and that information, be ready for some pushback. Be ready to be targeted. Be ready to become a threat to this white supremacy system. And that's what I'm gonna share today, some of the things that happened on my journey. And so doing my nonprofit thing, I quickly realized that it wasn't enough to get done what I wanted to do in my community. So I ran for office. I became one of the youngest people to ever run for office at City County Council. And I got pushed back as soon as I tried to run as a Democrat. They wouldn't let me. They disenfranchised me. They said, hey, you're not qualified. You're from the hood, you're from the streets. You're not a yes person. You need to wait your turn. And I said, and my hashtag ended up becoming, because my reply back was, why not me? Who's more qualified than somebody who's from the community that knows the direct needs, who's directly impacted themselves about the issues and concerns in our community? They didn't care about none of that. As much as they pushed for inclusion of the people, as much as they take the black vote, they quickly ripped me off. But I didn't let that stop me. I still ran as an independent. I got out there, got signatures, figured it out. And so they threatened me. They threatened and said, okay, if you run as independent, we're gonna have the mayor pull your funding, we're gonna try to cripple your organization. They locked up my campaign manager. They ransacked my mother's house. And then along that journey, the last but not least, my brother was killed in 2018, 2019, and it was a form of police brutality. My brother was on 34th and Emerson, and he made a left on 32nd and Emerson. From 34th and Emerson to 32nd and Emerson, he's been followed by a police officer. A police officer kept following him down 32nd Street, and my brother failed to stop at a stop sign. 2 signs later, his car was split in half. 2 stop signs later. We have video footage. We have a lot of witnesses. They did not call the EMT for my brother. They treated my brother like a terrorist. They didn't even bring the news. This is during my campaign. They didn't bring the news channels out. The newspapers wrote about it. It was like they was targeting my family. They was targeting my family at this point. And it's very disturbing because the fire station is like 2 minutes away from the incident, and so why didn't they call the fire station and the ambulance to arrive? Instead, they called the SWAT team. They treated him like a terrorist. They had 40 police cars and armed, I'm talking about military cars out there, trucks out there. You know, he was unconscious. He could have been dead. And they had the audacity to not call EMT, but to throw flashbangs inside a car of a person that's already unconscious. No telling how he got unconscious, right? Ain't no telling how his car split into half from 2 stop signs. And so the ambulance didn't arrive till 50 minutes later on the scene. EMT tells our family that if they would have arrived at least 15 minutes before, he would have had a chance of living. And so in that period, that 50-minute window, they didn't even treat him as he was injured. They treated him as a terrorist. A black man running a traffic sign. They had 40 police cars there. All he did was run a traffic sign. And his car was split in half. And they threw flashbangs in his cars. All you hear in the videos, flashbangs getting thrown in his car. And the EMT said they had to go through his throat because he couldn't breathe. They suffocated my brother. The last moments of his life, the last chances he had of living and surviving that incident, they used that moments to suffocate him. I have talked to the prosecutor. I have talked to the chief. Me and Elder Jabu had held protests for my brother. And they are so hush-mouthed about what happened to my brother. They treating it like it never happened. And so we want justice. Not just justice for my brother Dennis Thomas. We want justice for Dorian Morrell. Yes. We want justice for Drayshawn Reed. Yes. We want justice for every black man and woman that has been unlawfully taken advantage of by law enforcement in our community, who has been crippled by this system. We have to eliminate these systemic barriers and challenges, but as we fight for the justices of our people, we also have to continue to build within inside our own community. We can't wait on handouts. We have to get organized. 3 things I like to say is awareness, education, and preparation. Because without those 3 elements, we can never get organized as a community. And so, like myself, I'm on 42nd and Post Road. I grew up there, born and raised, used to be part of the destruction of my community, but now I'm opening up my own community center over there. I got my own park in my name over there. And I didn't take no handouts from no government entity to get it done. So we gotta get organized. And restore hope into a hopeless community. Thank you.